Hi, it's Behind the Curtain IMO, and I'm Betsy Jordan. There's a post I posted on Facebook when there seemed to be some question about where my father would have stood on issues of the day. Now, just quickly, my father was Robert Jordan III, and he was the Lieutenant Governor of the state of North Carolina during the years 1984 to 1988. And because my hometown friends are the ones that asked me to start this video series, I wanted to read this post to you because it very much started the whole interest in me speaking out on political issues that I cared about this medium. So this is not on video yet. Now it will be, and you'll be able to hear it. It is specifically involving the kind of political leadership we saw in the state of North Carolina and what it was becoming at one time. And it's also about my father's brand of leadership. Here we go. There are usurpers in our midst, people who have no power, trying to usurp power from people they never really knew because they never really discussed with them what they truly believed. You don't buy your way into the brand of leadership that my father had. He had far-reaching power. His was that of statesmanship, leadership, strong work ethic, kindness, and fairness. No worries, he was strict but loving with his children, and he always was our biggest fan. Like, he certainly, well, I can speak for myself. He was my biggest fan also. Even at one point worked the polls for me, which was lovely. I will tell you about the man from Mount Gilead who believed, though he became a very wealthy man, that government should serve everyone and that he should serve because I can, in quotes. He had the ability to lead. He had worked hard with other strong leaders across races, genders, in many arenas, and always supported the Democratic Party. Why? He believed that when we have a Democratic president, we have better environments for small businesses. Still true. That over time, the Democratic Party was better for everyone and not just for those who looked at their pocketbooks first. And throughout his life, he was the person people came to with their problems in the community. He would find a way to help, whether or not it helped his bottom line. Dad believed in serving his country and was in the Army. Also, at one time, he was considered for the position of Secretary of the Army by President Clinton. He knew President Joe Biden personally, and though I pulled for someone else in the primary, he told me before his death that Biden is who we are going for. He meant also a group of leaders in the state of North Carolina who would get together and talk about this. Why and who, and that sort of thing. You see, it broke his heart and almost his spirit when Trump was elected. In fact, he was extremely vocal in his quiet way and very out of character for him, calling for Trump's impeachment at every gathering, including high-level business meetings. He stopped only after we spoke, and I reminded him that we would get the votes to do that very thing. And then we did. You see, Dad had not and would not today think of Donald Trump as a good businessman. In fact, he'd probably think worse of him because he's been convicted of 34 counts of business fraud and also sexual assault. He never ever thought that a businessman who filed bankruptcy and didn't pay his creditors was good. He didn't think much of Donald Trump as a human being. His reputation as a party boy and a philanderer was well noted. Dad did not see him as a gentleman at all, and that mattered to Dad. He didn't hang out with anyone just because they had money. In fact, he would be noted as someone who was prejudiced against pretension. Though he loved beautiful things, he wasn't flashy or excessive, ever. How do I know all of this? Because I talked at length with my father. He was the first person to get the call when I ran, the person I'd speak to when Governor McCrory was moving to dismantle his gift to North Carolina and therefore and also the country, the Rural Economic Development Center in our state. At the time, Republicans were dismantling projects which worked, only to reinstitute them after a period of hardship, as if to rescue the very people they left in a lurch, so that they got the credit. Life was never a game to Dad. In fact, these Republicans saying wrongly, they did it, so can we. We didn't do that. We didn't usurp ideas that worked. We instituted them. We didn't leave lots of hardworking citizens in the lurch and then reinstitute working programs under Republican leadership and take credit for them, under Democratic leadership and take credit for them. It's a false power Yes, Dad's heart was broken, but not because of his ego. He saw that brand of leadership as cynical and unkind to the people of our state and to the people that it once served. He, again a very wealthy man, could not stand to watch The Big Short. It damaged so many people's dreams and hopes and also threatened the livelihoods of people he wanted to keep employed. Dad was always a servant leader. So while Donald Trump's brand of leadership is to file bankruptcy, to alienate great swaths of people, to call his opposition vermin, to insult women and think it's funny, to be callous and rude, Dad valued character and honor. I was asked if I liked Eric Trump. I like him fine, but that doesn't mean I want his dad to be president ever. It's not about who I like or dislike, though character does matter when you're talking about the office of the presidency of the United States. The fact that his friend and another honorable guy, Joe Biden, was elected made me happy. And the fact that he's not around to see Trump's tarnishing of our country and disrespect of large groups of people gives me peace. Vote for Kamala Harris, the Harris Walz ticket. I am, and my dad would. This is Behind the Curtain IMO. Thank you for being here.